Hello and welcome to YHTV's Flowing into Awareness with visionary and master intuitive Anatara. This is episode 16. I'm Christina Suzuma, your host of this program. Today's show is Living the Fifth Dimensional Way, Transfiguring Divine Love. Hello, Anatara. Welcome.
Hi, Christina. Thanks for having me here.
I'm excited.
Whenever I create a title for one of my little episodes, my flowings that we do together, I'm always so surprised when I hear you read it to me, and I think, "Oh, those words they're so full. They explain everything that I want to talk about, and invite the information, the dialogue to flow through me. So it's exciting for me when I hear something like that as well.
Isn't it funny how when you write something and you actually hear it, it's so different, isn't it?
It's completely different, and sometimes I think, oh, who am I to think that? Yeah, exactly. Like, where did that come from? And the truth is that it doesn't come directly from this me. It flows through me, which is what my life is about, and hopefully what I'm being able to share with everyone here.
Well, that's why the angels connect through you. I mean, and our spirit guides.
So. Yeah, I think so.
Such a powerful vessel. It's
at times.
Yes, as we all. We're still human.
I like to think of myself as that the power is in the information. The power is in the truth. The power is in the divine love, and I am truly just able to feel it, to hear it, and to receive it, and then to pass it on. So definitely, it's powerfully transformational. How it can powerfully transfigure, transfigure things for us. I'm going to start to talk about living in the fifth dimensional way, and start to share a little bit about what that means in a moment. And when this title came through, and I was thinking about transfiguring divine love, it wasn't that we're here to transfigure divine love. It's that the divine love is a transfiguring force. It's a transfiguring energetic, that when we receive true divine love, it changes the old patterns. Here we are talking about patterns again. It transfigures the old into not just a new facade, but into a completely new form. It's a new form. So the divine love channeled through us, the divine love lived through us, is a transfiguring, sort of entity for all of the things that we've been trying to change, trying to move through. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago, but I have so many people coming to me that say, "Oh, life was supposed to get easier when we moved into the new earth. Life was supposed to be easier when we opened to the divine love, to the feminine aspects of being. Why is it so hard right now?" And I feel that. I know what that means.
Nobody said it was going to be easy.
And the truth is that the divine love can come to us, but we're so loaded as people with all of those old patterns that we thought were so important, and that we lived by, and that we held on to, and that we used to make ourselves feel safe and alive, that they have to come up, they have to be seen, and they have to be transfigured and transformed by divine love, so that we can really be divine love. And it's not that we haven't always been an element of divine love, because we have been. We've been the best expression of it that we could be. And now, with the new earth and the new patterns of perfection of the new earth, we can be much more fully that which we're here to be, much more fully a representation of ourselves, without all of that gunk that's been cluttering up the works for so long. So all of those old patterns and challenges that we've lived with for our whole lives, and I say that so lovingly, are they're resurfacing, they're bubbling up, and sometimes they're just punching their way up to the surface to say, "Oh, please deal with this finally. Please, let's get rid of this. I can't stand this any longer."
Mm.
And and that's what some of the pain right now is, and that's what some of the fear I see in people's faces is about right now. And I see people, interestingly enough, I see people not being defeated by it as they used to be, but more, in a sense, open to whatever emotion it generates so that they can finally sort of put the divine love around it and put the divine love through it to live in a fifth dimensional way.
Mm.
The truth is that all of these things that are beating us over the head right now and knocking us silly sometimes just can't exist in our new fifth dimensional state. And I really, really want to say that we are in a fifth dimensional state. What we've called the third dimension, even what we've called the fourth dimension, whatever that means, it's gone. It does no longer apply to who we are and where we are. It feels like it does. We believe that it does in some ways, but it really doesn't. It's not here anymore. It can't be here anymore. The earth is providing us the angelic realms, the god goddess realms, the creative realms, the all that is giving us every single little bit of assistance that we could possibly need to be our fifth dimensional selves.
Mm.
And in this fifth dimensional state, all of them, I'm going to use the word maladies, the things that we don't like about life, the way it has been, the pain, the suffering, the war, the misunderstandings, the miscommunications between people, those things are evaporating. And it's okay that we came through the wonderful expressions of energetic shift and change in December and didn't instantly get it. We weren't meant to instantly get it. Part of our coming into fifth dimensional living is this process of shifting from what the old was into what the new is. Part of the process is letting the old be transfigured with the new. And when I say the new, it's not that we haven't been a part of it forever, because we have. And a lot of us have known what those things are like off and on in our lives. And now we get the chance to live all of that beauty and all of that perfection more of the time. Maybe not all of the time, but definitely more of the time.
Mm. Mm. Yes.
And you asked in our last discussion about how people would know when they were living in the perfection of the new Earth's patterns. What would they feel? What could they sort of latch on to or use to discern that they are in this new way, living in a new way? And and I would say to that there is an acceptance more than anything else. There is just an acceptance that we can let struggle go. We can let the things that tend to make us feel like we're off base or out of step with our own reality or with the reality of those around us. We can let the impact of that idea go a little bit. And what that is that we accept fully in a much more complete and sort of integral way that even something that looks like a struggle is likely just one of those things that we want to have transfigured or have be transfigured slipping away. And that behind that, there is a fullness and a richness and sometimes a big emptiness waiting for us. I want to say something about emptiness. In our traditional human ways of living for the past millennia, many millennia, we have believed that our thoughts were very important. We've believed that being busy was very important. We have believed that we needed to be occupied. And we especially have believed that we needed to know what was next. so one of the biggest and best and most helpful and most transfigurative new patterns of the new earth, of the divine love flowing through us and through our hearts, is that we are okay not knowing anything. We are perfectly all right having no idea of what's coming next. We may absorb and express and sit peacefully in emptiness until we see that there's something there. Until we see that something has filled that space temporarily or permanently, and that through that an understanding of what that is, we know what to do, where to go, what to focus on, what to put our energy into. So in our hearts, we allow stillness, we allow emptiness, we allow peacefulness, and we let whatever emotions that circulate around that just happen, because the divine love, the divine light is showing us where to direct ourselves to find more peacefulness, more emptiness, more love, and essentially, in many ways, more productivity. Because we will be far more creative and productive and involved when the mind is gone, when the emptiness exists, and when the divine love has transformed all of that confusion and all of those challenges into something that we can actually work with, something that the universe can work with, something that the new earth can work with, something that the fifth dimension can support and understand. Because the fifth dimension, to give it a personality, which it really doesn't have, can't fathom all this busyness that's gone on in our heads for so long. You can't figure it out. Why would we want that? Why would we need that? So we can now let the movement into fifth dimensional living take us with it. We can let ourselves be fifth dimensional, even when we still find thoughts of the third dimension sort of gucking up the works. But it's just guck. It's sort of flotsam floating across the surface of the ocean. It's no more important than that. It's no more assertive than that. It's drifting over there. It's drifting around us. It's drifting away. Sometimes it may be drifting towards us a little bit, but it's not us. It has nothing to do with the us that is now viable and that is now accepting interaction with a far more established form of divine love than most of us were able to feel before. Can you feel it, Christina?
Oh, yeah. It's just been creeping into everything around us. It really has been. I mean, when you say that things were moving fast and faster, and we're moving into, when we use the words dimension, and we use the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, there are a lot of people oh, that's so woo-woo or metaphysical. And, here we are on this planet and in this physical body. And Anatara, I do believe it when you say that through the years, people are told, keep busy, keep doing things. I have seen it over and over again with clients that busyness is part of the protection so that we don't need to see what is real, so that we don't need to face our sadness, loneliness, which we all have. We all have that. I mean, no matter how much we live from the heart, we're still human and we do feel those sensations and we do, you know, we have feelings and we do have emotions and and it's such a process. It's such a process to begin to trust ourselves so that we can connect into this dimension through, as you say, the emptying of the mind. And when they go, oh, meditation, oh, here we go. It's really not that. It's really not that, no one's saying to go into the Himalayas and go sit for the rest of your life, but it's so wonderful just to be able to connect, just be able to be and trust in our own selves, in our heart, in what our heart is saying, and to honor if we feel certain feelings that some might call negative. There is really no negative. It just is.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt there, but that's exactly it. The idea that these things that we've been stuffing down and the challenges that we've been running away from and the confusion and the guck of the mind and of our lives that distracts us all the time and takes the attention, because it does protect us. It protects us from having to be the potential of what the perfection of humanity can be, which is a scary thing. We don't live it, so we don't know what it is. We don't believe and are timid about what a blast of real divine love might be. And so we hide from it. We run away from it. We're scared of it. And those emotions come up that we say, oh, that's negative. I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't like the feeling, the discomfort of sadness. I don't like the feeling and the discomfort of so many things. And now, if we just let ourselves feel that emotion and let it move through us as the process that it is, we take away the adhesions that keep us believing that we need those things to survive. And when those adhesions, the glue comes undone, because the divine love can slip in there, then we become divine love in its expressions of joy and wonder, or in its expressions of pain, whatever it is. But we're not afraid of it anymore. We're working with it. We're living with it.
And that's the beautiful part, is when we're no longer afraid of it. And that's, if people need a goal, I would say that's the goal.
I would too.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. It's such a process. It's such a process. It's such an unveiling of, when there's so much that we carry, and if we just trust to just do one little step at a time, it will begin to shed those layers.
There is no hurry. There is no hurry.
We have many lifetimes to do this. By that point, it'll be a whole nother dimension.
and just one more little comment about dimensions. And that people think that term is a woo-woo term. Well, it's just a term. It's as meaningless as most of the gunk that runs around in our minds.
It's because we as people, and the way we are structured to think, is we need to call it something.
Exactly. And that's okay. It's a point of reference. And I just want to say that it's a point of reference that the reality of what I'm calling the fifth dimension is a wondrous, wondrous thing. The term, I don't care whether I use it or not. but the feeling of what I'm trying to describe is the essence of what that term fifth dimension means. And the way it can change the reality of our lives is what really matters. That's what really matters. Call it whatever we want to. Feel it in whatever way it comes through us, and start to live without the the suffering and the mechanisms of shutdown that we've been stuck in for so long.
Oh, I feel good just talking about it.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Anatara. This is just a really lovely moment. And
Thank you.
really lovely share with you as well. Thank you so much for this insight, and hopefully we have encouraged people to continue to flow
Mm.
and be aware of
And
the
flow some
shifts.
more.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anatara. And of course, we would like to thank the Yoga Hub team for making this possible, and to each and every one of you for joining us on this new platform of education and information. We are grateful for your continuous support and look forward to hearing your feedback on how we can serve you better. We invite you to join us live on Tuesdays for Magical Medical Tour at 10:30 Pacific, 1:30 Eastern. Wednesdays for Trinity of Life at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Followed every other week with Flowing into Awareness with Anatara. You can also contact Anatara and connect with her by following her on Twitter at Anatara, and of course through her own site, anatara.ca. And we look forward to any of your comments. You can call in to 818 Let's Talk. 818 Let's Talk. Thank you so much for joining us again. And until next time, namaste.
Most people, behind the closed door, and I don't mean in the bedroom with me, I mean in my office, in my consult room, because I'm so frank about it and I
Yes.
just come right out and ask my patients, how's your orgasms? How are you functioning? That they get pretty comfortable talking about it because it's no big deal for me to talk about it. And I make them very comfortable. And most people want to talk about it because I've seen patients who've been in therapy, who've been in analysis and haven't